welcome back guys. So for a while now I've been building up the American Civil War armies. Just started having a few games again after a bit of a pause, and it's time to get some breastworks built. In this case it's going to be sort of hasty breastworks rather than when they've entrenched for a long time. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe so you don't miss future projects. So for these hasty field breastworks, as it says there, we started off with popsicle sticks and our base of the miniature that we're going to be hiding behind, and then that way we can cut each of our lengths to the right size. Then using some sort of ready mixed filler, in this case Sealies or Sellies, what we're going to do is then just build up a bit of an embankment onto each of the sticks, just like they've kind of mounded some soil, some stones, that sort of thing, on the base first. Plus it also gives it a little bit of weight, so they don't topple over so easily. And the good thing about the pre-mixed stuff is it's pre-mixed, so you don't have to waste any time making it. Please excuse this terrible camera angle. Yeah, I'm not really sure what was going on there. But yeah, just take your time. It might be easier to use gloves if you don't like getting your hands dirty. I don't particularly care, so I'm okay getting muck all over them. But yeah, possibly gloves would be a good thing to wear. Also, if you have a little pot of water handy, that's quite a good thing to have, just to keep the filler itself pliable. You can just keep either dipping your fingers in or the applicator tool. Then what we're going to do is get some sticks. I just grab these off the patio, break them down to approximately the right lengths. Now it depends on what scale miniatures you're using. For me, I'm using the Epic Battles Wargames miniatures, which are about 12.5 to 15 mils. But theoretically you could use this same technique for up to 28s. All you'd want to do is just use slightly thicker sticks and mound them slightly higher. And then once you've got your stack ready, I've found hot glue is the way to go, although you could use any other glue that you fancy, but hot glue seems to be the fastest and easiest method. And then it's just a matter of kind of stacking them up in a semi-realistic way, if you could imagine stacking logs. Yeah, there's going to be some sides that will sit nicely, some that won't, so just try and put them in as accurately as you can. And so whilst I'm doing a bit of a push now back into the Civil War, are there any things that you guys specifically would like to see me build for that period, for that war? Whether that's carriages, tents, hot air balloons, anything that you can think of from the American Civil War that you would like me to try and do a project on, let me know in the comments below and I'll get to it. So next up, I mix brown craft paint with the wood glue and just apply it liberally over the entire thing, and that way it'll help to bind, because these are sticks at the end of the day. We want to give them a good bit of glue over the top of them to stop them from flaking and falling apart, so cover them up nicely. Plus also what the glue and paint will do is go over the hot glue and make that paintable at the next stage. I know at certain places during the Civil War there were quite a few, I'm not sure of the exact name, but sort of earthen fortresses made. So I am planning on building them shortly. So yeah, if anyone thinks that would be a good idea, let me know. So next up, once that's dried, I go in using leather brown and then khaki from Model Colour. So we start off just dry brushing over the top, nice and light. And just hitting it from the top down, because again we're highlighting here, we don't want to get any of the paint on the undersides really. on the side is fine, but not in the shadowy undersides, or as little as possible anyway. And so as you saw in the previous picture, I think I was doing about 10 of these. So once you get your production line going, it's quite easy, especially when you've got some music on in the background, just to smash them out. Now at this stage they're actually looking pretty good. You could definitely put them on the table at this level and use them as scenery. However, for me, it's now going to be the time to actually dig into them a little bit more and apply a bit of flock and a bit of clump foliage and really bring them to life. Probably my favourite part of any project is applying the final bits and pieces. So, as with everything, going straight back to that wood glue and using that for the basing. And just be careful because you don't want to get the glue onto the sticks really. You just want it to be on the base, on that popsicle stick. And maybe if there's a bit of hot glue which is sort of squeezed out, you might want to cover that, but that's about it. Try and keep off of the sticks as much as possible. And then dunk it into the flock box, which for me is off camera. And I realised I'd missed a spot just on the edge, so go in for a second time. And the flocking is done. Next up, I figured I wanted a few leaves, sort of branches, which have just been hacked down and mounded up. So I've applied a bit of that same glue onto the sticks themselves, and then with some of the clump foliage which I've got, it was then just a matter of getting the right size clumps to stick in. And there we have it. I think they've actually come out pretty well and do the job nicely. The only stage I didn't show here is once I'd finished applying all the flock, I then gave them a misting with isopropyl alcohol and then sprayed them down with my water PVA mix just to bind everything together. But I am very happy with them. I think they've come out really nicely. They definitely do the job for Breastworks, or hasty Breastworks in this case, and would be something that I'd be happy to have on the table. So I hope you enjoyed. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Please also leave some comments down below about future projects, and I'll see you next time.